2013 Senior External Physics Exam, Paper 1, Part B, Question 6. A sweet spot is supposedly an area of a tennis racket that provides the largest impulse to a tennis ball when hit, all other things being equal. Outline a simple experiment that tests the hypothesis that a tennis racket has a sweet spot. Ensure that your experiment includes appropriate controls and variables. Worth 4 marks. An answer. A racket could be held in place by a vice positioned somewhere along its handle, with the plane of the racket being horizontal. Diagram as so. Here's your racket. There's the head of the racket like so, but this here is in the horizontal. Now that needs to be clamped. The face of the racket should be mapped into segments of say 4 squares on a side to indicate variation in where the face could contact the ball. So we might well have the tennis racket like so, and we might divide it up into a central square, and we might label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like so. A tennis ball could be held in position above the racket, directly above each of these segments, and dropped from a fixed height. The height of rebound would indicate the impulse given to the ball by the racket. So we might drop a ball from an initial height H1 or HI, and the ball may rebound, so I'll label them H1 and I'll label it H2. The higher the rebound height, the more impulse the racket has exerted on the tennis ball. The position and release of the ball could be constant across the various segments of the racket face by the use of a retort stand and clamp. Rebound height could be captured by video camera. So in such a case, eye level needs to be level with the bottom of the ball. The bottom of the ball is where the measurements are taken from. If one place on the racket delivered a greater impulse, the hypothesis would be supported. If no places did, the hypothesis would be falsified. So 1 mark there for describing the experiment. Now the controlled variables: the height of the drop, the racket used, the ball used, the position of the clamping. The dependent variable. The dependent variable is the rebound height. If the variables are identified in the text, that is acceptable. Maximum 2 marks if the description is sufficient, but the variables are not clearly identifiable. There's an example for a write-up for an experiment for you.